Water, fish out of water right now.
And we're live.
Oh shit. Well, I don't know what I'm doing right now, so no. Good afternoon and welcome to episode 64. Holy shit, 64, dude.
Right.
64 Pillar Talk. I'm sitting here with Nino Chavez. He was a guest with Joshy Boy when he was on, but now we're gonna focus on his shit. What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing really good, man. Honestly, things have been looking really good lately. Like in my life, a lot of things have been looking up. You know, I've been getting busy with the music stuff.
Even since the last time we seen you?
Yeah, even since last time. When was last time? Like November, December, maybe?
2 months, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something like that. December. Yeah, so even since then.
Oh, really?
Honestly, man, things are looking up, like kind of on a steady incline. You know, so I'm hoping for like kind of the exponential growth here soon.
Hopefully,
you know, because it's been a steady linear growth. And so I'm hoping for that more exponential boost here sometime soon.
What's new?
So lately what's new is I've been working on a lot of cool albums with my clients. So I do like music production and engineering. Yep. That's like my main kind of source of income right now. And I do like freelance music production and engineering with like local clients here in Toledo, in Monroe, where I'm located, and like the Detroit area, you know, so a lot of downriver in Detroit too. So I have clients kind of coming from all those areas. And so what I do is like a lot of my clients just come and record, but some of my clients I do the production for, like do their beats, you know, I'll help them kind of develop their melodies and like what kind of like where they should take their vocals and like kind of arrange the songs, you know?
Yep.
So I do a lot of that with my clients, and 3 different clients right now are working on albums. And so I'm working on like their, or actually I have 4 of them that are working on EPs too, if you include the EPs. So I'm doing the
EPs is a single, right?
EPs are like a short album. So like 3 to 5 songs usually.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually,
what does EP stand for?
It actually stands for extended play. Back when they used to have records, they used to have
the extra. Okay.
Yeah. So you'd have like a single, which is like 1 song, or a B-side on the single too, an extended play, which is an EP, and then a long play, which is an LP. That's where those names come from.
Okay.
And so an EP is like a shorter album. It's like 3 to 5 songs, depending, you know.
I usually like to call it, you know, episode.
You know, yeah, for us it is, but
yeah.
It's like a little mixtape,
more or less. Yeah, it's like a short mixtape kind of flavor of what that artist does, you know.
But you got 3 making albums?
Yeah, so I have a few clients, that are making albums, and so it's been a lot of fun diving into like the production on them, because the production on an album or even an EP, it takes a long time, you know, because like 1 song can take up to like 20 hours sometimes, depending on like what we're doing with the song and like how complex the production is or the vocals are, you know. So like I like to make my tracks and my beats with my client like when we're there, you know. I don't really make like, I don't have much of a catalog of beats that I make and then I just like have for sale. Like I do some, but for most of the beats I make and the production stuff I do is specifically tailor made to a client and like what they're looking for and like what their sound is, you know what I mean? So it's more like personal. It's more like form fitting versus just like this one size fits all type beat, you know?
Pick a beat and fucking rap on it, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like I do have some of those, and I have sold a handful of beats like that to clients and like online.
When a beat's good, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got a vibe. But like when you can really kind of like start from scratch and dive in and like change things up in the bridge and like decide where the chorus is going to go and like the length of the verses and the style, the sounds you want to use, the tempo, the key, all that kind of stuff is super important.
Does anybody come to you with lyrics and tells you to do something with it?
Yeah. So I have a lot of clients that come to me with songs already completely written, but no music for it at all. So they have melodies all figured out. They have lyrics figured out. They know what they want to do for the bridge. They know like they have the whole song in their head. They just don't have the music for it yet.
Yeah.
So that's the really challenging ones, because they already have this like predetermined idea of what the song is in their head. And so
bullshit, I already know. I know what Harry Potter looks like, okay? You can't tell me no different.
That's gotta be hard.
Yeah. No, it's a challenge though, man. It really is. So it's like, especially if they're like, well, I want it to be, it's hard for them to explain sometimes what they want. You know, that they're not saying like, well, I want this in the key of F and I want it to be a major key and I want to have trap drums under it with 808s, but acoustic guitar. They don't know what to like say. They just kind of like are trying to get this idea.
Can you do the sound?
Literally,
literally,
yeah, literally. I had clients come in and they're like, it goes like and I'm like, Oh, okay, so I'm trying to like do that with the drums, you know,
Yeah.
and they're like, and the guitar goes wee wee woo wee, and I'm like,
You know,
they like want to sound like that, and I'm like, okay, let's try some sounds out. And
he's like shredding it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like just shred.
and some people have asked for that kind of stuff. Like I just did a guitar solo in one of my client songs that's like this really chill, like kind of electric guitar, like lo-fi type beat. And I'm like, well, we want like an outro for the song. He's like, do a guitar solo. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. So I just did a little guitar solo at the end there. It was really cool. But it's really cool to like come from different, like everybody comes from different genres and different styles and different backgrounds. And it's cool to make custom beats because they're not just these like kind of cookie cutter beats,
Right.
you know? And like, that's fine. A lot of those are really good. You know, a lot of these cookie cutter beats, these rappers like find online and buy from other producers or beat makers. Like a lot of times it works out really well, but I just really like being able to dive in and kind of like break things down. It's like Legos in a way.
So you would be a producer? That's
Yeah.
what-
I'm technically considered a producer.
oh,
Yeah. I'm a
that's
producer and an engineer
sweet.
and
So,
an artist.
so you, oh my God. So you, that's
I'm pretty
sweet.
sure there's a couple more ands on there, but
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck
There is
yeah.
a couple more ants in there, but I don't need to say all those.
You make some good videos too. It's
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Oh, you got Joshy Boy that does the videos. right?
Music videos. Yeah. He's made probably half the music videos I've done.
Okay.
I have a few other friends that have shot videos for me too, in my solo project and my other projects. I've been doing my solo project for about a year now, my artist project, and I'm kind of keeping that low key right now. I'm not releasing music at the moment. I have been writing a lot lately, and I'm hoping it's going to be an album here soon, but that's not really. It's kind of low key right now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
my artist stuff, I haven't released anything since my last single, which was Never Go Home back in
I love that
July.
song.
Thank you, man. I
I love that
appreciate
song.
that. Yeah.
we spotlighted it. We listened to it today before you got here.
Thank you,
I'm
guys.
over here singing it.
No, I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
so
that's
much.
what the funny shit is we spotlight it and stuff, and we like some of these songs. You know?
Yeah.
we're listening to them, and every time we listen to them again, I'm just singing along to it. Like, dude, this is like somebody I know.
Yeah.
This is
It's a
somebody I
cool
know that's
feeling.
It's
doing
definitely
this.
hit my morning playlist.
Thank
Yeah.
you, man. I appreciate that guys a
It-
lot.
dude, I like that. I
So like I've written probably another 20, 25. I have like ready to go, you know, or like 90% of the way there that are a lot like that one. You know, they're like kind of
Okay.
like they have guitar in it. They're a little kind of alt rock, but they still have like the trap drums and the hip hop vibe.
Yep.
You know, so that's kind of like
I
what
like that. I
yeah,
like-
and that's the kind of stuff I'm going for, you know. And some of the stuff I even have now has even heavier guitars, you know, some like pretty distorted guitars, you know.
oh shit.
So I'm really excited to be. It's a really cool project because back when I was like in high school and stuff, I played electric guitar like heavy. You know what I mean? I wanted to play like metal.
You
I
had a
wanted to
band
play.
back in-
Yeah,
It was you and your sister, right?
me and my sister. We had a few different drummers. We had few different bass players, but we always had a band, and it was really cool because we did a lot of touring and stuff like that. So I'm definitely. I love the band sound. I love the guitars, you know, and now I'm kind of bringing that into the whole like modern production and like hip hop kind of vibe. You know, most of my
It
clients are
sounds
rappers.
sweet.
Thank you.
Does your clients, now that they know that you do that, they're like, hey man, we can add some real music in the background of
Yeah,
this shit.
a lot of my clients ask for like acoustic guitar, electric guitar. In almost all the beats I make, I put electric guitar in somewhere. You know,
Oh,
whether
really?
it's a really subtle kind of like ambient type guitar thing, or it's like the whole thing. It's the whole driving like instrument. You know,
Okay.
it really depends. And a lot of my beats end up with acoustic guitar driving it or electric guitar driving it. You know, because it's just for me, it's just easy to come up with ideas on guitar. You know, like we sit down and boom, in about 2-3 minutes, I have an idea on guitar, kind of what they're going for.
I can
You
kind
know?
of do that with a drum set.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same idea. You know, you've practiced with this instrument so
Make
much.
the melody. Yep.
Yeah. That you like, you're comfortable with it. And like someone gives you an idea and you're like, oh, I can do that on this.
Yeah.
Super easy. And like I play keys a little bit. I play very, very minimal drums, you know, but guitar has been my primary instrument. And so I'm really kind of bringing that into all my productions now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I used to stay away from it for a long time because I just didn't think it was in modern music as much, you know? And now it's making a really big comeback, and I'm glad I can play as well.
Yeah,
as I
but
do.
it's like it's cool. You got the little the hip hop beat in the background.
Yeah.
You can hear the fucking guitar, dude. It's pretty. I like the real music.
Yeah,
You know,
like
if
the
you
real
can go
instruments
up on
and it feels-
stage and the motherfucker's out there and he has a sweet little guitar solo.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
yeah. There's a whole depth to it in that sense. It feels a little more like connected to the music.
Yeah,
You know.
it's not just one dude up there rapping with his homies.
Yeah.
It's a fucking actual. Oh, these guys are out here fucking doing it.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
feels a little more like wholesome in a way. You know, when someone's like really up there playing instruments and like they're just, it feels more connected in a way. You know,
you got any shows lined up or anything?
I don't have any shows lined up just because I'm not releasing music at the time, you know. So and like because COVID too, you know. So like I just realized I haven't played a show in over a year. I think one of the last shows I played as a solo artist was at Frankie's down in Toledo or here in Toledo, and that was probably maybe February last year, you know, January last year, something like that.
It happened, yeah. It's kind of sort of opening up again.
Yeah, a little. I'm noticing that some places are opening back up here and there, but I haven't booked any shows just because I'm not promoting my own artist work right now.
Are you busy working with other people's
a lot of stuff is that.
You got 3 albums coming.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of that, and like I do a lot of just recording too. You know, not all my clients are I'm doing production for. You know, a lot of them are just like already have their beats already and already have their songs and they just want to record. And so I do a lot of that on the daily.
So you got a recording studio, but you got the whole works. You can make it happen from scratch, or you know, if you got a fucking idea, then you can come in and okay.
Yeah, so it works both ways. A lot of people come in with beats already and just rap on them or sing on them, you know. And then a lot of people come in and be like, "Hey, I want to do this." It takes a lot more time to do it from scratch and like for me to do the production, but it usually comes out a lot cooler.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
comes out more personal.
A lot more personal, and it's a lot more. If you have a vision for what you want, we can usually get that done a lot more like accurately, you know. And like, I'm pretty good at like the beat side of things and the mixing side of things. So to have control over all the mixing versus just like having a beat from online that it's just like it's already mixed, you know, and then I just put the vocals on top. A lot of times I get it to sound a lot better too. Yeah. You know, like it hits a lot harder. It has a lot of more energy.
Go with the music a lot more.
They don't sound like they're sitting on top of the beat.
Yeah.
They sound like they belong in it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a lot more intricacies to it, you know, when I get to kind of control every aspect of it, you know, and I'm kind of a control freak. So maybe that's why, you know, but like when I can control the kick and like the kick sound and the snares and what snares we're using and like where they sit. And like I can filter like just the drums out and leave instruments in and whatever, you know, like I have a lot more control over what we're doing in the mix, you know, or what's happening in the production.
What made you want to produce music? What made you want to sing, anything?
Yeah. So
didn't you just hear him? he's anal as shit about his
I'm a control freak.
No, I said but I said what made you want to like
the desire to do it.
Yeah, the desire to become an artist.
So the production kind of came from me being an artist, but the artist idea came from like my family. So my mom and my uncles and like my grandparents are all like really musical people, you know, so they play instruments and they sing. And my mom used to tour in a gospel group. She used to sing like the national anthem for the Red Wings here and there sometimes. And my uncles all used to sing with my mom and do like different like events and like church events and like all this kinds of stuff, you know? And so my mom's rule for us growing up was we had to be in choir or band. So we had to like be musically involved in school and we had to just have music in our lives because
music's a good outlet.
It is. It really is. And our whole family's musical. And so like it was kind of forced on us.
It's bred into you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, seriously though.
We didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
You know, and like my mom would put us in like on stage and talent shows and at church and stuff like that when we were really young, you know, when we were like 10, 11, 12, we were on stage already at that point.
Oh, so you broke out of that fucking shy stage.
Oh man, but I had that shy stage heavy. Yeah. I went through it as a teenager. Yeah. You know, my shy stage and my stage fright happened like younger than most people like that are trying to get into music in their 20s, you know, that are trying to like do hip hop or be a rapper or be a singer now. And they've never been on stage and they're 22 or 23 years old and they're having that stage fright then. No idea. I had that when I was 12. But bro, was I fucking scared. I'll tell you that.
I bet you're a lot more scared when you're young.
And I think that's the thing that scares most people off. It's not even the fucking fact that, I can't do this. It's the stage fright.
Yeah.
It's being in front of people. That's the hard part.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's
mentally, anyways.
The mental part of it, because that really like you can be a good singer and get on stage and freak out and suck because you can't like compose yourself, you know, and you can't even if you sing well, you can't perform because you're freaking out. Yeah. You know, it's hard to perform sometimes if you're freaking out, and so I had that a lot. Yeah, literally, when I like one of the first times I got on stage with guitar and started singing, like with my sister in our project, our brother-sister duo, I was like 13 and it wasn't a church event. It wasn't like an event my mom had us in, like we weren't singing with someone else. So it was just like us. And I can vividly remember I was on a bar stool, like and I had my like right leg on like the little
bar,
the little bar part, you know, it was a wood stool, and I was playing guitar, and like I was visibly like trembling because I was so nervous. Like I was shaking, like my whole entire body was shaking, and I was looking down on the ground, and I played right and I sang all right, but it was just so nerve-wracking. It was just the most, like, I vividly remember in my head
people in the crowd nervous, like,
yeah, literally like this kid on drugs or something, like, because it was just that bad for me, you know. I was
got into
so
his mom's
scared.
medicine cabinet. Gets fucked up.
Literally, man. But you know, I wanted music more than I was afraid of being on stage. You know, I wanted to do music more than I was afraid of the other stuff, you know, because like I started playing guitar when I was 13, and I got really good really fast because I was like super obsessed with it. Like, and I mean, I would go to school, come home, play 8 hours straight, go to bed. Every day for like a year or two straight.
Mom loved that shit.
Oh, my mom loved it, bro. Yeah, literally. Oh, and she was like really musical too. So she always encouraged me to like, she always helped me out.
And she would help you and come sing while you were fucking playing tunes and shit.
Yeah, we played a lot of stuff together, like as a family, you know? So when I started playing guitar, my mom's like, cool, we can do this event. We can do that event. We can do this. And you can play guitar because I don't have a piano there. My mom was a piano player.
Yeah.
You know, and so like if they didn't have piano, she's like, bring your guitar. And like more times than I wanted to, she had me bring my guitar and play stuff that I didn't even want to play. Yeah. But I'm glad she did, because I got the experience of being on stage and playing in front of people and playing stuff I didn't even care to play, but I was playing, I was performing, I was out, I was, you know, seeing how it goes.
Adult, look at what you can do.
Yeah.
You can produce a beat from somebody's thoughts.
Yeah, and that's really, when you say it like that, it sounds really crazy.
Yeah, it sounds good, but that's what she did. She did that for you.
She helped.
Maybe when you were 12, you were like, dude, she's fucking on my
ass.
Well, I feel like that's partly why it's important. If you look at anybody that's successful, it's because their parents pushed them to be successful.
Yeah, they put the disciplines in.
Yes.
You know, and they like, you have to do this whether you want to or not. Like, if you said you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. If you're really about it, you gotta fucking do it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know? And my mom always encouraged, like, always helped me buy my guitars. And she always, like, we had a whole room in our house just for music stuff. And she let us have that room for that, you know. And we would be in there, play for hours on end.
Oh, so you had a studio growing up, pretty much. A half-ass studio.
Yeah, room. It was just like it was kind of a jank drum set, my guitars, and a keyboard. That's basically what it was. There was no recording equipment. It wasn't treated. Yeah. We didn't know any of that kind of stuff at the time.
Making shit that could have been recorded,
it was a room like this size, you know. But yeah, we would spend me and my sister would spend hours on end in there. And my mom never told us to turn it down. She never told us to shut up. She just let us do our thing. You know, she let us explore and dive deep into our music. And she never like
until you put your sister's head to the snare. And then
bro, let me tell you what. Me and my sister did music together for like 10 years. And I'll tell you, bro, like as siblings, we had some really cool shit and we connected on a level like musically that like you don't get. Exactly. Unbelievable. But also, we're siblings, and bro, we fucking fought. Yep. It was crazy, bro.
You just really had to fucking take that note that far, bitch? Literally. Are you serious?
Literally, bro. Like, as siblings, like, we just bickered. You know what I mean? Like, we were over it an hour later, always, every time. But every other hour, we'd be like, bro, shut up. I can't stand you. Like,
did you have to add the on the end of that, or what?
Literally. And so like
fighting the whole way to the stage, do a fucking great show, leave like, I still fucking hate you.
Yeah. There was definitely shows that we were just not happy with each other at all, but we made it work.
Left, you know? different sides of the stage. Did like, I don't want to see you after this.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
But there were a lot of good times too. Don't get me wrong. Like there was a lot of positives out of it too. And like, that's where we really kind of like, that's where I cut my teeth, like learning how to do production. You know, I started recording because we couldn't afford to pay anybody to record us. You know, we were teenagers. We were 16, 17. We didn't have jobs. We lived at home. We were just getting paid a few bucks for doing shows here and there. And we were spending it mostly on instruments and like food, you know, because we were just teenagers or like just barely 18.
Who doesn't want gummy worms, dude?
Literally. Yeah. So like I spent $250 and bought like the most, like this little package by Personas that came with some software, some headphones, a mic, and interface. And I think that's it. That's what it came with. And that's where I started recording, you know? And it was really bad at first, man. It was really, really bad. But like, it was a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
You know, we were recording in that one room that we had with all our music stuff in it. It wasn't treated. It wasn't a good room for recording. We didn't have that great of quality instruments. We had zero idea how to do it and how to pull it off. But eventually, after a few years, like we had a few demos, and after a few years, I kind of starting to get the hang of it. You know, that the mixes weren't terrible. They were pretty tolerable to listen to, you know, and we started releasing music like that. Just me recording it. And that's where I really learned a lot of the ideas of like how to use a synth, how to like route the software, how to like route the instruments, how to mic things up.
That little fucking $250 thing was a bad quality, but it taught you everything you needed to know. And now you're fucking
basically, yeah.
Okay,
we
now
made
I'm gonna
things
invest
sound
into myself because I know how to do this shit.
Yeah, but it took years, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I spent a lot of hours recording and like doing production stuff, but there was also a lot of time I didn't. You know, I would spend a month really into it. You know, I built another studio in my house, like I took my old room and made it like an actual studio. I treated it. I like put new drywall up. I treated the I like put carpet down on the floor. You know, it was a really nice little. It was the size of this again. It was a small studio, but it was just for my music stuff and just for recording. So it was a whole different animal than the other like music type room we had. And I slept on the couch for years because of it. You know what I mean? So like,
might as well.
Yeah, no, because I was just like, well, you know, I'll have a studio, but sleep on the couch. I'm like, that's a fine trade-off for me.
I sleep in the studio right now.
There you go.
I have a whole house and I sleep on the couch every night.
She's got a king size bed upstairs, sleeps on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I did, you know, and like, it just takes a long time though. It's not something that you can just start and like expect to be good in 6 months. You know, you can expect to be good in about 6 years.
Yeah,
you know?
you have to fucking do it. Like, even this shit, dude. Like we were just telling you before, dude. We only started this 5 months ago. We still feel like we're a new thing because every fucking day we see we're like, dude, we could do this better, this better, this better. It's just getting the shit in line and then getting the shit right. Yeah. And like, fuck, dude.
And that's really what it's all about. It's just doing it, putting the hours in.
Yeah,
you know,
just
no matter
making
what,
more work for yourself. That's all you got to do to get better.
Yeah, and you're gonna suck for a long time. That's just what it is. You know, in any field you're in, anything you're doing, there is gonna be a learning curve, and you're gonna suck for a while. But eventually, you're good. You put the hours in. Eventually, you get good. If you're trying, if you're overcoming the challenges, you know, then like.
What was it? What, 10,000 hours?
Yeah,
makes you
10,000 hours.
Yeah, so you put way more than 10,000 hours in so far.
I think so. Yeah, and you know what? I started recording 2012. So I'm almost at 10 years recording, you know, I'm almost at 10 years recording and doing production. And I still feel like I suck. I still feel like I'm just getting into it. I still feel like I'm barely just dipping my toes in, you know, but it's because music changes so much too, that like, it's never like, there's never a standard or set point that you have to get to. Music's always moving forward. So you're always chasing this, like, not even trend, but just like, the production always gets better. The quality always gets better. There's always new tools. There's always new sounds. There's always new styles. And so it's never ending to like catch up to these things, you know, and the better you get at it, the more you can pick up these vibes like faster, you know, like, oh, they're doing that with the 808. I see this new sound, this new style. They're doing that. Or like listen to mixed stuff. Oh, they have the vocals really dry. And like, there's a lot of reverb on the ad libs or something like that. You know, it's a new style thing stylistically. And like, I can hear that better now, but it's always still like, you're always chasing this quality of production or like the stylistic ideas, you know, and I still feel like I'm barely getting my feet wet, you know?
Yeah, right when you start figuring something out, it's something different.
Exactly.
God, fuck,
yeah,
dude.
but it's always exciting too because of that, because there's always something new to learn. I feel like if with production that like I just got good at it and that was it, then like I'd get bored, you know? I kind of got bored of guitar for that reason, you know? I got really good at guitar and like there's only so much you can do on guitar. And I'm not saying I can do everything on guitar, but I can do everything I want to do on guitar.
Yeah.
You know? And so I wanted to start doing other stuff. And that's really how I got into production too, because I wanted to like play with different sounds, play with different styles, and guitar wasn't cutting it for me, you know?
Dude. And see, when I was younger, I was learning guitar too. And me and my buddy, we started at the same time. And if I'm not 100% in, I'm not in at all. Yeah. Period. That's how I am. So at first I'm 100% in. Within that first year, I could probably play 50, 60 different songs.
Yeah.
I can play maybe fucking 30 seconds of one song at this moment.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm done. Now my buddy, he's pretty damn good. He can play anything you can ask him to. And I'm over here playing good job, man. I was just bored. You know, it just hit me one day. I was like, I'm over it.
Yeah. And that's how it gets sometimes with things, you know, but luckily for me, production hasn't happened. That hasn't happened yet. But with guitar, that happened to me for a while. Like I wasn't playing guitar hardly. Like I was a music director at a church for 7 years. And so every Sunday and Thursday I play guitar at church, you know, so I really never stopped playing, but I didn't play in my free time. I didn't play on my own. I didn't play in my free time. I just played when I had to play. You know, I used it as a tool versus like something to get excited about. And I was at that point, at that 7 years, I was doing the old adage with my sister, and I was really diving into like the production side of things, you know? And so basically that all leads up to now, like I do a lot of guitar in my productions. I do production and engineering full time. You know, that's my full-time gig. That's what I do, like my freelance work all the time. And I'm an artist now too. And
you ever give time for yourself?
Yeah. I like to
3 albums. That sounds like a lot.
It is a lot, you know.
A couple EPs you said too.
Yeah. So, well, it is a lot. It really is. You know, like right now.
So no, you don't give time for yourself.
Well, I mean, I still try to. I'm still writing a lot. I'm still trying to, you know, and I really have to like put that time aside. You know, I have to say like, hey, I'm going to write today. I need to put this time. I have some free time today, and I need to put a few hours up.
4 hours on this, and then I'll fucking get to this.
And then I'll get to the stuff I need to with my clients or whatever, because they have deadlines. You know, they have release dates, and I have, at the moment, no deadlines or release dates. But I still need to I need to still have a lot of material. I need to have a catalog together. You know, and there's a lot of stuff from my older stuff that I want to kind of bring back and redo, and you know, because in the last 6 months, I went full time 6 months ago, or July last year.
Okay.
When I finished releasing Never Go Home, I kind of went full time into my production and made that my full-time job. And I started working on some artist development stuff with a consultant I'm working with for my artist stuff, you know? So my artist stuff is kind of like a lot of behind the scenes stuff we're working on right now. And the production stuff has become more the like kind of what I'm promoting, what I'm doing publicly.
Right.
You know? And in that 6 months, I've gotten so much better. You know what I mean? I've gotten better in this 6 months than I probably have in the last 6 years doing production.
Oh, so you just focus real hard on
super hard.
That's because you've been able to put everything you have into it. Same with us. We wouldn't be, you know, like you said, we feel like we're nowhere. Okay.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't be here if it weren't for us. If we had jobs, we would not be this far into it.
Yeah. And it's hard to with a job. It really is, you know, and luckily I'm able to do mine full time. You know, I make enough that I can pay my bills and do it. And some months are better than others, and that's just how it is. That's part of
the way the cookie crumbles, dude.
Exactly. And so that's just how it is. And I like the thrill of it. You know, sometimes I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I'm enough to pay the bills this month. Oh, baby, you know.
Like,
but
I'm not having internet anymore.
Yeah, but it's part of the struggle. You know, you have to learn to love the process, love the struggle.
Because one day when it's not a struggle no more, you're going to be like, dude, you remember those times I was fucking eating ramen?
Yeah.
You know?
Eating ramen out of the coffee pot.
Yeah. Dude, it's cool, though, especially to see the growth of it, where you're coming from. You're like, wow, I'm actually doing something I love, and I can pay my bills.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but, you know.
Yeah, for the most part, you know.
Right.
No, but it really is cool to be able to do that, you know. And when I was younger, I wanted to do it. I wanted to be by 21. I wanted to have a record. I wanted to have a record deal. I wanted to be touring. I wanted to be doing all that stuff.
Everybody has weird dreams in their kids.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a weird dream. You know, I still want to do those things. I still want to get a record deal. I still want to tour, and I still want to like
you're late,
chart
bro.
And stuff. I am late. I'm 100% late, you know, but also I'm way better now than I was then. I'm way more prepared now than I ever have been in my life. You know, I think at every point in my life, in my music career, I felt like I was able to do it. But then I look back and I look at myself and who I was and where I was and my abilities and my skill set. And I'm like, no, I wasn't ready. And I feel that way now too. I feel like I'm so ready to do it now, you know, and I'm sure in a year or two, I'll look back and be like, no. Like,
no, I wasn't ready, but today I'm ready.
Yeah.
Get me back on the podcast.
Yeah, literally.
Because I'm so ready today.
But I'm glad I have the want. I'm glad I feel ready. I'm glad I'm ready to take it on.
Regardless, you're still another step above what you were last time, and 2 years from now you're gonna be another step. If you're still on the same plateau, it's gonna be boring.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the difference is now you're doing this for a living. Okay. You're actually making a career. It's just you're not dabbling anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you did this before, but now you're 100% in the water.
Yeah. It's funny though, because to me, I still feel like I'm dabbling because I'm not like working with labels or major artists, you know. But you're right. You're totally right. I'm
That's
making
you.
a full-time career out of it.
You're basically that
right.
label.
You said what?
You're basic. That's you. That's what you are.
Yeah, I'm a lot of the production and like kind of organizing the music side of things for a lot of my artists, you know, that I work with. I help some of my artists write. I help some of my artists produce. I do their tracks, you know. I help them arrange and compose the songs, and like I help them go for certain styles, you know. So I really feel connected to these artists. A lot of them have become my really good friends, you know, because we work so closely.
Damn near label, bro.
Yeah, but see, I don't do distribution. Yeah. I don't do marketing. I don't do that kind of stuff, you know.
Here's your song. Put it out.
Yeah.
You need to find a guy that does those things, come together, and now you both have a record label.
Right. Started a label there. It's a lot of work, but yeah.
He said that's a lot. 3 albums.
He said, I want to be a musician, buddy.
No, and really, like since day one, I've wanted to be an artist. You know, so that's still my goal, is to be doing my music full time and doing my music as an artist. But I absolutely love being a producer too. I really love being involved in other people's projects, because a lot of them are projects that you would never do. I would never do. Exactly.
You're listening to the music raw right now. You watched it get made. Now it's on the radio.
I get to work on so much more music than I could ever on my own. You know what I'm saying? Because like I can never work on that much music for myself and not get bored or get stuck, or, you know, when I have 40 different artists in. And like they're coming in
genres, different, a whole bunch.
Exactly. Different styles, different genres, different voices, and everybody has a slight different approach to it. I've learned a lot as an artist watching all my artists, you know.
What genres have you done so far?
I do mostly rappers, you know, so from like the Detroit style rap to like really melodic style rap to even like country style rap, you know, and then like everything in between. So almost any kind of rap, like even old school stuff, you know, like throwback stuff, like 90s kind of hip hop. So I've worked with a lot of different rappers. I work with a pop singer down here in Toledo named TJ Sloan. He's become one of my really good friends, and his album actually comes out March 5th, I want to say. I got to check this dates actually.
I think
real quick.
I know for a fact I actually stumbled into his Twitch the other day.
Oh, TJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we were live promoting his song Lovely. He just dropped that one. March 19th is the release of the album. And that's an album we did complete from scratch. He came to me with ideas of songs he had written, and he had the absolute minimum like music on some songs, and about the other half of the songs, maybe the 3/4 of the song, he had absolutely nothing. He would just like, he said to me, I want it to go like this. And like one of the songs goes dun 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 dun. And we literally vocally just did that and made that the part, because like we didn't know how else we wanted to like approach that, you know? Yeah. And so he came to me with so many ideas like that. And it was just, let's put it together, you know? And each song we probably put 20 hours into, you know, and I think it's a 10-song album. So that's 200 hours. That's a long fucking time. Yep. That's a lot of time. And we started this album probably a year ago, and he's done a few other releases in between, you know, but I'm really glad we took our time on this album, because I'm a lot better now than I was a year ago. You know, and one of the songs, his last release, Lovely, the last single, honestly, best song on the album. Absolutely fantastic. The best song that's come out of him and I. And I think one of the best songs that's ever come out of my studio, if I'm being 100% honest.
Oh, I got to check that out.
And I know that's everybody else, including my own music, you know, but I just really, really think that song has a lot of potential, you know, and I think I don't know how we did it, but I think we pulled off something really cool with it, if I do say so myself, you know. But we started that song a year ago. We started that song, I think March or April of last year, and we approached it really differently than we ended up with how we approached it this time. And we got stuck on it. We had some chords down. We were trying to get the melody down, like in what the music was going to do, and we just got stuck, and we got really frustrated. And usually I can kind of get through those barriers, you know, but we didn't get through it on that initial attempt for this song. And so we had 9 more songs to work on the album. So we just moved on. We're like, well, we'll just come back to it, you know? And we came back to it, I think January, or it might've been December, just recently, you know? And
it just clicked.
It just clicked, bro. something happened.
You set something down when you're working on something.
Synchronicity. Synchronicity. It wasn't supposed to be finished then.
It wasn't at all. Yeah. And, you know, we approach songs a lot differently now than I do approach songs a lot differently now, especially with songwriters than I used to. What I'll do is like grab my acoustic guitar and I'll play through the chords and tempo, and we'll try different keys. We'll try different tempos, and we'll see what they're comfortable with and what sounds best, you know? So before we even start laying anything down on a track, we have the feel for the song. We have the song, like we have the idea of the song versus like just getting down on the track and they say, okay, well, I wanted to do this. Then I just start getting the drum beat down and picking a key from random, you know? And then, so like there we have to adjust after we lay things down already. You know what I mean? And it's like, it feels less organic that way. Mm-hmm. So what I have been doing with my clients lately is like, I'll play guitar and we'll do like a live version of it. And so we'll record that live version of it. And
so you can get a basic. Okay.
And the energy's there, you know, so that if the energy's there when we're playing it live in a room, then that's going to translate to a track.
Okay.
You know, so versus like vice versa, that doesn't always work. You know, if you just put stuff down on a track, it doesn't necessarily translate when you play it live, you know? So that's kind of how I've been approaching a lot of my singers, especially. And we did that with Lovely the second time around, and it clicked. It worked really, really well. And I don't know, it's one of my favorites that I've been working on lately. But there's a lot of cool stuff. That's one of the songs that we released that I'm really, really proud of. And there's a lot more coming like that I'm really, really proud of.
Can we listen to it?
We can actually. Yeah. It's on Spotify. If you look up TJ Sloan Lovely, it just dropped last weekend or 2 weekends ago.
Really? Because I would like to listen to it.
I am so proud of this track. Yeah, I am so sweet. And we put hours into it, man. We put 20, 25 hours in, you know? And
shit, you took a 3-month break or a 5-month break, you know? Like, dude, you know what? Fuck this track.
Yeah.
Let's come back.
It was literally that too. We were both just like, oh, we can't figure this out. And then we went
because you knew it was going to be great, but you couldn't get it to that level. Okay.
Yeah. And that was a lot of the songs on this album. We started the ideas out and we're like, how do we get it here when it's just here right now?
Right.
You know, and like, I mean, that's any production we do, you know, I'm like, okay, that's a cool idea. Now, how do we take this idea and develop it and turn it into something that has a lot of commercial viability? You know what I mean? How can we make this something people really, really want to hear and want to listen to and like can sell, you know?
Could you, being a producer, could you like get a job at a fucking label? Like they could.
Yeah. I know some producers work with different labels, you know, and some engineers work at studios and stuff. But I think a lot of times producers just work on their own, you know, as freelance, you know. Yeah. And if I'm being 100%, I'm not completely sure. No. You know, I'm really not completely sure. But like an artist, they're kind of their own boss in a way. You know, and they make their manager and them kind of make their schedule and decide what they do and don't do. Right. With an artist, a label decides a lot of they have a clearance, you know, of like what they do allow and don't allow. And like when things are being released and your music is really owned by the label and all that. But with a producer, it's not as much because usually an artist is buying the tracks off you or buying your time, you know, so it's not the same thing as being an artist. I think you have more freedoms as a producer, you know, but also you're at the creative expense of the artist, you know, what they want too. So it really can work a lot of different ways. Some producers don't even make the beats. Some producers just like, let's take this instrument and take it out here. It's more arranged and composition type stuff and where the vocal melody will go, you know, like a vocal production person, you know? And so there can be 6 producers on an album or on a song, really. If someone makes the beat, someone else finishes the beat, someone else helps with the vocals, you know, and they're not writing parts. They're just helping take the song and get it where it needs to go.
Running it through pretty much a assembly line.
In a way. Yeah. And like they're not even always in the same room at the same time, you know, but if someone helps develop the vocal melody and where the vocals are going and how the singer is going to sing this stuff, in a way, they're a producer on the track, you know?
Okay, I understand. Okay, I get
so a producer a lot of time is thought like to be a beat maker, but they're not always. And a lot of times a beat maker isn't the producer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's really interesting how that works.
You got that pulled up?
Yep.
Okay.
I sure do.
I want to hear it. I really do.
I feel like I've been talking a lot.
No, you're perfect.
Here's the next song on the Billboard Top 100.
Literally, I hope so.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it'll go through this way, but it's on Spotify.
You look so beautiful in that dress, but I wanna see it all. You're my star, girl, you're my actress. For you, I'm anything you want. You know we usually cruising at 10, so now let's kick it to 11. Cause you're so fine and you're so sexy, and I wanna make you feel lovely. So can we get things back to how they used to be? Baby, there's no world, just you and me. I wanna make you feel lovely, I wanna make you feel it all. And every time that you touch me, girl, you're all that I want. I wanna make you feel like nothing that you've ever had before. So when you're leaving, you say that's it. I know you're coming back for more. I wanna make you feel. I wanna make you feel. You know I gotta be a good guy, but you make me want it bad. Don't want you to get a big head, but you're the best I've ever had. You say you're leaving me in this bed, I'd rather you come lay with me instead. Cause you're so fine, you're so sexy, now I wanna make you feel lovely. So can we get things back to how they used to be? Baby, there's no world, just you and me. I wanna make you feel lovely, I wanna make you feel it all. And every time that you touch me, girl, you're all that I want. I wanna make you feel like nothing that you've ever had before. So when you're leaving, you say that's it. I know you're coming back for more. I wanna make you feel. I wanna make you feel. Make you feel. I wanna make you feel. I wanna make you feel. I know you're coming back to me. I wanna make you feel lovely, I wanna make you feel it home. And every time that you touch me, girl, you're all that I wanna make you feel like nothing that you've ever had before. So when you're leaving, you say that's it. I know you're coming back for more. I wanna make you feel. I wanna make you feel.
That shit, dude. That's awesome.
Thank you, guys.
That was a very, very, very good production, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Shout out to both of you motherfuckers.
Thank
that was great. I like
that's the most recent one that's come out of the studio, you know, and I'm honestly super, super proud of that song.
It's cool. I like the fucking little EDM vibe.
Yeah.
I like the fucking way you I wanna make you feel lovely. Yeah. I love that shit, dude. I'm saying I'm gonna make you feel lovely to everybody I see.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy that he just came with me with an idea, just the vocals, you know, where he's like, let's make this something cool.
He just had it written down?
Just had vocals. Yeah, that's it.
Ooh.
And he sang it to me, and I'm like, let's figure it out. Let's do something with it, you know? And he's like, I want...
serenaded you?
He did, yeah.
That's what he did. He serenaded you. That's why he got that fucking
That's
beat
how
up.
he got that good. Yeah, he
dude,
wooed
I'll
me.
be making a beat to this. Come serenade me, bro.
Right?
I'll start beatboxing and shit. we can do something with this, dude.
Yeah, it was cool. And we had a lot of different elements in that song, you know, from like the acoustic guitar and the verses to like the hip hop type drums, to the EDM drop, to the vocal samples, to like the vocoder, a lot of different elements. Like that
4 songs in that one song.
It really was, you know, it was like, and it was really almost hard to tie all these elements together, but eventually like,
that's why you got stuck on it, eh?
Well, before that, even we didn't even know where to take it. That's the thing. He didn't know what kind of sound we wanted, even though we wanted it to be this kind of like bedroom love song, but we wanted it to feel heavy. We wanted it to feel like intense, even though it was still this
the beat plus it's great. It's nice to put
Thank
together.
You, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really proud of that. And I got a few more people with really cool pieces like this, you know, that like we're doing some really cool shit, you know, and I'm really.
If you don't know his name, Nino Chavez. That's who we're talking to, motherfucker.
Yeah. If you need some fucking studio time, bro, hit him up.
Yeah, honestly,
he'll make you sound like fucking
TJ Sloan.
Yeah,
TJ Sloan on that song.
Yeah, you want to sound like that? Believe me, dude. I got wet. Just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm, slightly wet, maybe a little bit sweaty. You know. That's cool. I like that. I like the way that it's made. It's made. I like the way that you talked about having to fucking set it down, and then because if you would have produced that 6 months ago, it wouldn't have sounded like that.
It wouldn't have sounded like that.
It wouldn't have been that at all.
No, exactly. Yeah, and it's crazy because like now at this point, I'm like, I almost want to go back and redo a bunch of stuff I did before, especially my own stuff that isn't out yet. I'm like, well, the ideas were there, but I want to like kind of dig it back up and try to make it better, you know.
Sitting on the music and not releasing it gives you a chance to go back.
It does, but it's also really frustrating because like when I heard it at the time, I heard it in a different way than I'm hearing it now, you know. And so like my vision for it then is different from my vision for it now, and sometimes I just butcher them, and it just wasn't what it's supposed to be ever, you know. And sometimes I have a lot of songs that I'm just like, that's never coming out. It's just there. It's an idea,
and sometimes that original is better. Like you said, it's better than anything that you still could do, because I even have one of my favorite bands, like independent bands, I Am Abomination.
Okay.
The stuff they did when I was growing up listening to them, it was raw, and it was the sound was raw, but now they've remastered those things and it's more technical.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this, but
I
love the vocals, how raw he was originally. It was like, so
there's something to say about the time an artist does something. You know, the music that comes out in a certain time frame. There's something to say about that. That's why a lot of people like different albums sound a lot different. You know, because like what inspired them, what they were going through, how they felt, like where they wrote. A lot of those things have big factors in how a song comes out and like what emotions you're trying to elicit in a song. You know, even the stuff I've been working on the last 6 months, I was really, really inspired by Black Bear's latest album on my stuff from last summer up until about November, December. And it's very like pop, but it's still got like hip hop style drums ish, but it's like driven. It's almost like alt rock type pop, like driven stuff, you know? But now I'm really kind of like inspired by a lot of hip hop, you know? And like Black Bear has some like element of hip hop to him, but now it's more like, I'm trying to think like artist wise, you know, just a little more raw hip hop, you know, I like a lot of the autotune rappers, you know, and so more like that, but I'm a singer. So it's just kind of taking those elements and moving it to a little darker, you know? And so I'm trying to like kind of keep things in the same ballpark still, because I have a feeling they're going to end up on the same album, you know, but I also feel a lot different 6 months later than I did when I was writing a lot of the stuff I wrote, you know, like the stuff I'm doing now doesn't sound like Never Go Home, but it has a lot of the same elements still. You know, Never Go Home was like more like a party anthem, in my opinion, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I have one song I just worked on as a collab with some of my clients, and it's more like a party anthem. We just did it like last week or 2 weeks ago. It's kind of just more for fun, you know? But my personal stuff, it's more like more heartbreak songs, you know? I'm writing about girls every song, or I'm writing about like my emotions, you know, versus
she
just
fucking
like
left me.
not crybaby songs as much, but like
fuck this dirty bitch.
Yeah, more like that. Exactly.
Fuck my cousin Ted.
More like fuck bitches get money kind of songs, you know? Like
you're right.
But
this is my hardcore voice.
So it's just really different, like the content I'm writing about, you know? And it's in this part of my life, it's how I felt. You know, I've been like, I'm not a relationship kind of guy, #alone, you know, like, and so I'm just kind of out here floating around, doing whatever, you know, hanging out with whatever and whoever, and just doing my own thing, trying to find my own path. So.
Getting your feet wet.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly. And so I've been writing a lot about that kind of stuff, you know, kind of like
a home for this little guy yet.
So a lot of heartbreak stuff, a lot of come up stuff, you know, a lot of talking about the come up.
I gotta say though, but that not being a relationship type person is the reason why you are where you're at.
I think
you don't have that whatever you want to call it.
That puts a lot.
You have to put time and energy, and it's a lot of work to have
really
a girlfriend, to have a relationship,
to have a healthy relationship.
Yes, a good relationship.
Yeah.
A real relationship.
Could be a piece of shit, bro.
Oh yeah, no, and I have been in the past.
Fuck you, bro. I'm gonna play my video game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Why are you calling me? I'm in the middle of something.
I'm in the middle of something,
I'm
girl.
doing something here. Fuck.
Oh man.
But that, once again, going back to now, you're 100%. You're focused on your passion.
Yeah.
And made a banger, dude.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're gonna do that with a girlfriend? No.
No, exactly.
You can bang her, but you're not gonna make a banger, dude.
Oh shit.
You know?
That's fast.
Great joke.
Especially being on your side of things, because your side of things, you know, all respect to the lyricists and stuff like that, but actually like making the beats and putting together the songs and making sure they sound that is way more work.
It's a lot of work. It really is. Yeah. The cool thing about TJ, I just recently said this to him, that I feel like he's a co-producer of mine, because he doesn't do like the hands-on production stuff, but he has a lot of the ideas. You know, I can't really slip any ideas past him without him like okaying it or not.
You gotta bounce off of somebody. You can't.
100%. And I think some of the best productions come out because of that. Yep. Because he's critical of my production, and it's like, no, bro, we're not doing something like that. We're going more this way. And I'm like, oh fuck yeah, let's do that. Like
my best friend Robert, every time we get done with the show, he's like, I'm gonna call you and tell you everything you should have done better.
Yeah, and that's good.
Well, fuck, we need that. I told him right now. He was on here earlier. I said, okay. The other day, I was like, come on, every show, make sure we sound good.
Yeah.
Tell me if we don't sound good. If somebody needs to be turned up, tell me.
Yeah, we need that criticism to grow.
And that's what he does. He just calls. He's not saying like, hey, your podcast sucks. He's saying,
he's not talking shit.
This is what I think you could do better. And this is what, and then I'll either say like, okay, this
is why we don't do it that way. And then, you know, because some things they're right, but we just don't do it that way yet.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a blueprint over here. Okay. And we're following a blueprint.
Yeah.
And that's that's on level 3 when we're on level 1.
Yeah.
You know,
no, exactly. And a lot of times, like, especially when it comes to that kinds of things, it's opinion. You know what I mean? And it's one person's opinion, and doesn't mean it's wrong, and doesn't mean it's right either. But you know,
and it could be right, but I still don't have to use it.
Exactly.
And it's something to think about. It's something to ponder.
To consider.
And that's what you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe you research a little bit into it, and you find a way that you can do it, like that you can make it happen. So, I mean, an outside fucking view on it is very good.
Crucial.
It's important.
And that's cool about the production stuff too, is that like, especially with TJ, him and we've become really good friends, that like, I'll do something. He's like, nah, bro, like, nah, just no, like that's not going to work. You know what I mean?
You produce that fuck shit, dude.
And it's cool. Cause like, I can come up with an idea. He's like, oh no, I should go more like this. And I'll do it like that. And I'm like, bro, no, like, and we'll go back and forth, and like, we'll sit on it, and like, neither of us is so prideful that we can't be wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I've been wrong a lot. He's been wrong a lot, but that's what makes it good.
Yeah.
You know, we're both wrong a lot, and the song ends up right because it wasn't just my ideas and weren't just his ideas. It's a combination.
You gotta build, you know, he builds a little bit, you build a little bit, and then you guys fucking straighten it up.
Yeah. And a lot of things, like when you're in engineer mode, when you're in production mode, like trying to get things to sound good, a lot of times the ideas aren't coming out because you're focused on quality. You're focused on production. You're focused on like sonically how it sounds. And he's like, I keep bumping this. He'll be like, well, let's do something like this with it. Let's make it more exciting here. Let's take the ideas here, and like that needs to hit harder. Like, what can we do to do this, you know? And I'm like, good idea.
Well,
good idea.
You're listening to your own shit. You're like, okay, you can't hear that critical
a lot of times it's hard to, you know? And that's why like I move slower with my stuff than I do with other people's stuff. because I need to sit on it longer. I listen to outside opinions of a few people. I really trust their judgment. They're not just going to tell me, yeah, bro, it's good. They're going to be critical. They're going to be like, the chorus felt kind of weak. I like the beat a lot. Your vocals not in the right spot there. Maybe
change
try something.
It up, add a bitch. You got it.
Exactly. Literally. And so
throw some money at a girl shaking her ass.
Throw the F word in there.
Yep. Yeah. And so, it's really important to have that outside opinion, but it's also important to know what you want, because if you're just always, if you would listen to everybody, you're never going to know what makes you happy or know what you love.
You're never going to produce your own original,
exactly.
You got to take it in and then you got to produce it the way you
And that's important with everything in life.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be worrying about what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah.
You can take some advice if you're asking, if you come to me and say, hey, what about this? Okay, now I'll give you my honest opinion, but I'm not going to throw it in your face. You know,
exactly.
Don't throw it in people's faces.
One of the best quotes I ever heard on advice is only take advice from someone who's already where you want to be.
Basically,
because everybody has an opinion. Everybody has advice.
Yep.
But if they're not, if you're not trying to follow where they went,
somebody out there's like, dude,
and that's why I say
music.
Literally,
okay?
cool.
That's why I said I got a blueprint. That's why we have a blueprint over here, so we don't stray. We can do things over here right now. We know where the ships are going, so we make. Our job is to make them better.
Yeah,
make it look pretty,
improve them from here on out.
Yeah, no, 100%. I love that.
That's you got to constantly grow, or else you're gonna be stuck.
Yeah, if you're not moving forward, you're moving back.
Water yourself, man.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah,
whether it's time, money, health, diet, all that kind of shit. It's investing in yourself.
Yeah, take some fucking control. Yeah, and let's go.
100%.
Who gives a fuck what they think?
Yeah,
exactly. They're not you. They can't see out of your eyes, bro. Your life sucks in your own way,
Yeah, and another quote I heard is everybody has a shit sandwich. You just have to pick your favorite shit sandwich.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And if you think
mine's
someone
got
else
ranch on it,
and if you think someone else's shit sandwiches think you're good, you're supposed to. Yeah. You know what I mean. You're supposed to think you're doing the right things for yourself. And so I love that quote because it's true. Life's fucking hard. It's a struggle.
You gotta love yourself, dude.
Exactly.
That's the first step. You gotta be truthful to yourself too.
Exactly. And if you're not doing things you believe in, and if you're not doing things that you love, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a why,
you're gonna be depressed and sad is what's gonna happen.
Yep.
And then a lot of people just get sad and then just say, "Oh, it can't change."
That's from personal experience. I know that.
I think we've all had those. We've all struggled in that. We've all have those lows.
You got
especially as creatives.
You got to bloom out of the mud. That's the beautiful shit when you bloom out of the mud.
Yeah, and out of your own mud in a way.
That's it.
It's really your own. It's your own self that's holding you back always.
Yeah.
It's always yourself.
You got to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my fault. The reason why this ain't.
Yeah. This is this dumbass here.
I'm a fucking idiot. Maybe I shouldn't have said those words. Maybe
Maybe I shouldn't. I knew she was gonna ruin my goddamn life for a minute.
I knew she wasn't on birth control, bro.
Oh man,
bro. Fuck.
Yeah.
She was so hot though.
Yeah.
Now I can't do a podcast because I got so many kids. Should have just fucking wore a Trojan like you said, Dad.
Was teaching me for 5 years.
Dude, it's one
of the most awkward moments in my childhood. Basically, sex ed with my stepmom.
Oh, really?
She had a hot dog and the condom. This is how you do it.
There you go.
Me and my buddy, we're both looking at each other like, what in the fuck?
Yeah, my dad was like, "You got condoms?" And I'm like, "No." Went and bought me condoms the next day.
You know what my dad did?
What'd your dad do?
He said, "Fuck with a rubber." He never gave me a rubber.
Oh, rip.
That's all he said.
Yeah. You're like, I don't even know what that is.
Get a rubber. Where do I get them? Oh, fucking go get them.
The store. Duh.
Yeah, okay, right? Dad. I'm fucking slinging dick around here and getting somebody pregnant. Never did. I'm just kidding. But yeah. He didn't give a fuck. My dad didn't. Everybody else's dad's all cool and shit. I didn't know how to roll that bitch on, dude. The chick fucking told me how to do it.
Obviously, I have a hard time listening. Having 3 kids now,
Well, I mean, people have kids.
Yeah.
Maybe Adri had her a little bit young. You were 20 years old.
She's 13 this year.
Yeah. He's got a whole adult.
Yeah, for real, teenager.
She came in and sat and talked to us. Who was sitting on the couch.
Yeah,
and I was like, why are we talking about plans, like our plans for the podcast with her, dude?
Right.
Well, my plan eventually is to get her over here.
Okay.
So that now I'm involved over there more, and we can maybe me and T can have our own show to where I don't have to run things.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then she
wants
for our cooking competition moving forward after this next one. She's going to be following us, shadowing us, learning that side of because we're the hosts of this cooking competition.
That's cool.
Kind of sort of like a, what is that? Apprentice.
Okay.
Yeah. So she'll just be shadowing us and learning, the behind the scenes sides of production.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
That'll be cool.
She likes doing it. She makes her little TikTok videos, and she makes good production value TikTok videos.
That's serious. That's awesome.
She made a TikTok video for us and got banned. Her account got banned because she showed our TikTok on YouTube.
You said what?
She showed our YouTube
channel
on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
And she comes down like 20 minutes like, they banned me.
Oh my god.
Bawling her eyes out, bro.
She was crying.
She's like, but Brain Jerk's my dad. Like, I don't know how you're gonna tell them, dude.
Right?
I don't even know who makes TikToks.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I started a TikTok. I've been putting covers up on TikTok.
Yeah, that's how I see you're busy.
Yeah.
You're busy all the time.
Bro, for real though.
Being busy makes the day easier.
It does, man.
Dude, if you sat around in your head all day, you're gonna fucking hate your
crazy.
life.
Yeah.
Because inside your head, it sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does, man.
all
of us, though, you know. I feel it though. Days I have nothing to do, I'm like, I need to do something productive because, like, I'm in here too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna write something down.
Literally.
Do something.
Yeah, it's either that or I get stuck into social media, Facebook,
and that's not healthy either.
That's never fun because nobody's ever on there like, oh my god, I had the best day ever. They never say that.
Yeah.
Fuck my boyfriend Terrence.
Yeah.
Fucking all these whores out in Monroe. Yeah. That's what it is, dude.
Fucking bar rat up there at Vernos.
Or it's a picture of like 5 white dudes all dressed all ghetto and shit. They're like, these dudes are from Monroe for sure. No, there's a lot of people in Monroe, dude. There's an old dude in Monroe. Yeah. I know that.
He's my grandpa.
Yeah, right.
I think social media is just taking a dive.
It's a necessary evil.
It was cool at first.
Yeah.
But then it's like,
well, no, here's the thing.
It's only negativity on it.
Yeah, that's because that's what you follow. If you deleted all that negativity, I barely see any negative on my shit. Yeah, I see some of it, but I'm seeing things that like the stuff that we value as a company, as people. Yeah. There's other people podcasting almost like that.
I follow a lot of artists on social media.
And it's like, and now, since the 6 months of doing this, it's like I see people like you. I see people like Dev Rucker. I see people like Zay. I see people like Nate Thompson.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to work together.
Mm-hmm.
Joshy boy. Everybody's like, let's work together. Let's all raise each other up. Let's help each other. That wasn't how it used to be.
No.
That's a new thing.
Yeah, that's for this generation. It's crazy to see how much talent there is in Monroe, though.
So crazy, much. Bro. I make a full-time living recording music, and more than half of my clients are from Monroe.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. That blows my mind.
When we started breaking into the thing, I was like, dude, there's not that many people out here that want to talk or anything.
Yeah.
Then we wrote our first list, and
I go, dude,
he was like,
we're never going to run out. I said, we're going to have 15 people here on our first list, and then it's never going to stop.
Yeah.
That's what we did. It was one list for like 15 people. We got a couple of them booked.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it opened up because every person you talk to, they open up a door.
They know people.
Someone else.
They know people.
Yeah.
And then now dude, if as many people as we had a show for every person we want.
Yeah.
We have shows for the next 2 years.
Yeah. That's good. That's awesome. Yeah. That's so awesome.
Just like probably for the 6 months of Monroe people that we know of.
Yeah, just Monroe, not saying any other city.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We can go.
And we haven't even talked to the business owners yet. We haven't talked to the restaurant owners.
Yeah.
We haven't.
There's a couple of restaurants we want to talk to.
Yeah.
In Monroe.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Let's get into that.
For real.
Everything. I don't care what the fuck you're doing. If you got something to promote.
The Crystal Shop. There's a new Crystal Shop in Monroe. I want to talk to that lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to have her come here and fucking put some sage in this room or something.
No shit.
Oh, you got anything to plug
let's
in?
plug everything you got going on, your social medias, and then we'll ask you the final question.
So my socials right now, my artist Instagram is Noise by Nino. My production Instagram is Nino Chavez Production. My Facebook, you can just find my personal Facebook, Nino Chavez. I have an artist Facebook, but I'm really not too active on it. Okay. That's also Nino Chavez, so you can follow it if you want. But if you want to reach out to me on my personal Facebook, I'm on Snapchat. I probably shouldn't give people that.
You're gonna get a lot of unsolicited dick pics, bro.
Probably, honestly. My TikTok is Noise by Nino too.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
It was a recent
No, not today.
Thursday.
It was Thursday.
Motherfucker, I was gonna say, dude,
this whole time.
I've been waiting.
I quit.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
We're not even asking you the last question. We're done.
You're like, I'm
That's
done, bro. Yeah, last Thursday was. I'm 27 now.
Oh, sweet.
Getting old, guys.
I'm 27 too, bro.
All right,
Don't say you're old.
No, I know. I don't feel old at all, actually. I felt older at 21.
You're in your prime.
Actually, go stay in a fucking nursing home for a little bit, and they'll tell you how.
Bro, the church I used to work at, everybody was like over 50. Yep. So I felt so young all the time.
You haven't even done anything, dude. Get the fuck out there and file bankruptcy or something.
Do something adult.
Yeah. Get a car repo or something, dude.
Right.
I'm sick of you talking. Last question.
You got any shows or anything?
I don't have any shows at the moment right now because I'm not promoting my music.
We asked him that.
I was just making sure. Just making sure. Okay, last question of the day is okay, so you got one last thing to say to the whole world. What would it be? What is it?
Live up to your potential. That's what I would say. You know, do everything you can to be what you're meant to be and everything you can be.
Yeah.
You know, whether that be in music, whether that be in podcasting, whether that be just being a good parent. You know, live up to your potential. I think we all waste too much potential. You know, by sitting around doing nothing and just fucking around.
Yeah, I agree.
Get out and grind that motherfucker, dude.
Yeah,
if you want to be the best fucking mom, make some mac and cheese right now.
Well, and even on to that point, you know, if you've got kids, grind to your potential because those kids will see you doing that.
Yeah.
And they will follow your lead.
Exactly.
If they see you sitting on the couch or doing nothing all day, that's what they're going to do too.
Yeah. It is. And I think we all need to inspire each other. And I think we will inspire each other by pushing ourselves. You know, and we're all going to be happier people if we do that.
I will say one thing.
Don't be scared of
criticism. It gets us to come together a lot more.
There's a lot of positives, but there's also a lot of negatives.
There's a lot of negatives. You know,
California heard that song today.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and they liked it.
Good.
So
the whole state of California in one man's voice. All right.
Hey,
all right. That's it for episode 64.